Have you ever asked an AI what you thought was the perfect question only to get back a response that's, well, technically correct, but completely and utterly useless? That bland, generic answer that just makes you feel like you wasted your time? Yeah, we've all been there. Today, we are going to fix that. For good.
Right? It's that exact feeling. The AI gives you this perfect summary of the wrong thing, or a brilliant analysis of a point you don't even care about. Look, the problem isn't your questions. The problem is that we've all been taught to treat AI like it's just a fancy search bar, when it is capable of so much more.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to diagnose what I call the generic results trap, why you keep getting that plain vanilla output. Then, we're going to completely shift our mindset to something called programming with language. And finally, we'll unleash the RTA method. That's defining a role, setting the tone, and knowing your audience. Let's get into it.
Okay, to really get this, imagine walking up to a world-class Michelin-star chef and just saying, "Hey, make me some food." What do you think you'd get? You'd probably get a piece of plain grilled chicken. I mean, it'd be technically perfect, probably nutritionally balanced, but completely forgettable, right? It's food, but it has no soul, no personality. It's bland because your request was bland.
And that's exactly what's happening with AI. You ask for a good summary, and the AI isn't being lazy or dumb. It's a probabilistic system. So its safest bet is to give you the most statistically average response it can. It defaults to vanilla because, across the billions of things it's learned, vanilla is the mathematical center. It's the safe choice.
So how do we escape this trap? Well, it takes a fundamental shift in how we think about this. We have to stop being users who just ask questions and start becoming programmers who give instructions. And no, don't worry, you do not need to learn Python to do this. And this slide, this is absolutely crucial. See, traditional code, the old world, is deterministic. You put A in, you always get B out, every single time. It's like a chemical formula. But AI is probabilistic. It makes a highly educated guess. And trying to command a guessing machine with rigid formulaic thinking, well, that's where all our frustration comes from. This means your own language, English, Spanish, whatever you speak, is the new programming language. Your words are literally the controls that steer this incredible machine. You just need to start thinking a little bit more like a programmer. And we're about to show you exactly how with a simple 3-step method.
All right, this brings us to our method, starting with the letter R for role. Think about it. A generic AI gives generic answers. So the fastest way to get a focused, expert result is to just give it a specific job title.
This is the transformation right here. You start with this kind of amorphous blob of general knowledge, the generic AI. The moment you assign it a role, say, you are a skeptical historian, or you are a witty copywriter, you shrink its world, you constrain it, and you force it to become a focused expert.
For example, look here, tell it to act as a seasoned financial analyst, and boom, it instantly starts prioritizing data, using a formal tone, focusing on financial metrics. Or, if you're studying, tell it to act as a philosophy professor specializing in Stoicism. It immediately taps into that very specific knowledge base and starts explaining complex ideas clearly. One simple command changes the entire game.
Next up in our RTA method is T for tone. So if giving the AI a role is like picking the right expert for the job, then setting the tone is like telling them exactly how to deliver the message. And this is where a single word gives you incredible leverage.
Let's do a little experiment. Here's a totally neutral, boring statement of fact. We're going to ask an AI to rewrite this for 3 different situations. But here's the catch. We are only going to change one single word in our prompt each time to control the tone. Just watch what happens.
First up, for investors, we ask for a confident tone. Now, notice the AI doesn't just say the sentence confidently, it completely rewrites it. It adds powerful words like robust, strategic initiatives, and affirming our market leadership. It builds an entire narrative around that one word, command.
Okay, now, same data, totally different tone. For worried employees, we program in a reassuring tone, and the focus immediately shifts inward. Now it's about your hard work, being on solid ground, a healthy increase. The AI is literally generating empathy, all from that one little word. And finally, for a press release, we switch the tone to excited. And out come the exclamation points and the dynamic language. Thrilled to announce, outstanding, a new era of growth. The AI adopts this public-facing, super energetic voice. So same fact, 3 totally different realities, all controlled by a single word. That's power.
And this brings us to the final piece of our method, A for audience. So, if role is who is speaking and tone is how they're speaking, then audience is the destination. This provides that essential context, and it's what turns you from a passenger into the GPS.
This simple framework right here gives you that context. Before you write your prompt, just run down these 5 W's. Who is the audience? What's the goal here? Where is this going to be seen? Why should they even care? And how must the AI behave? This little checklist eliminates almost all of the guesswork for the AI.
And the payoff is so clear. A vague prompt makes you a passenger, just kind of sitting in the back seat, hoping the AI drives somewhere useful. But a context-rich prompt, that makes you the GPS. You're charting a precise course to a known destination. You are in complete control.
So when you combine role, tone, and audience, you make a fundamental shift. You're no longer just a passive user asking questions. You are an active programmer using your own language to engineer precise, useful, and predictable outcomes.
You now have the RTA method. You have the controls. The most powerful creative and analytical tool ever built is sitting right there, waiting for your instructions. So the only question left is, what are you going to program first?